Yeah. Oh, look at that new flashy thing that I just did. I don't even know what Yeah, we're live. I don't know what I'm doing.
You look good doing it, though, buddy.
Do I? Thanks very much.
That's all.
Lee Cunningham said that to me one time. He said, well, blah, 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 but you sure know how to wear a suit, Burrows. And I thought, okay, well, thank you, Lee Cunningham. Coming from Lee Cunningham, who will never wear a tie in his entire life.
Right.
Jake Burry and I actually played a joke. We were out one time. We played a joke on him. We messaged preseason this year and said, just FYI, so you know, Jake texted him and said, FYI, it's in your contract. You have to wear a suit this year. Well, he no sooner sent the text, and Lee starts calling him. Like, it was instant, and Lee never calls.
Right.
So he was like, what are you talking? No way. So we got a good chuckle of that. But Lee Cunningham, love Lee Cunningham.
Oh, yeah.
Pat DeRoche do the play-by-play upstairs and on CHOK, and a great sense of humor guys in there as well, right?
My mom taught me when I was playing baseball, uniform doesn't make a ball player.
Right. Well, and Lee does have the face for radio.
Yeah, me too. That's what I have. I'm surprised you even have me on here, man. Face
right?
Radio.
Oh, well, you know, you're doing pretty good. I don't know. You dress well, too. I like your coat.
Oh, thanks.
You're cozy in here. It's warm in here, though, isn't it, right?
Yeah, it is warm. But, you know, you never know, right?
Yeah, so let's take a look at the score here. 2-0 in favor of our Sarnia Sting.
Yes.
I think, coming in here, Lee Baisley joined me pregame, and I think, everybody every game we're just a little nervous, right? Like, how's this going to go? Because it hasn't been the best season for this team.
Yeah.
But we did talk about how, I don't know if it's magic dust or something. Like, they're playing a team that's already clinched in a playoff position. Is a strong team.
Yeah.
Got some great players, and actually poses Mississauga themselves to be a really great team next year.
Yes.
And here we are, 2-0. Where did this come from, do you think?
Well, I just think they just haven't given up. Like,
Yeah.
I know the playoffs aren't a reality, but they just haven't given up. And they're still playing, as we always talk about, 60 minutes. They've definitely played 20. Zach Felak's on fire. He had two great scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
And then finally put one in, which is great to see. Every time he scores, his dad sits near me. We're all fist pumping him.
Oh, yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's cool. So I just think they haven't given up. And O'Toole, man, I love this kid. There's a sign over there that says, ooh, you got tooled.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then he hammers a guy right in front of the sign. So,
yeah.
They just keep playing, and it's great. It's really good.
Well, we've what did we say? Sorry, what was the number again?
3971.
3971. Okay, 3,971 fans. That's the first time we've had 13 games, Billy, of just north of 4,000. So this would be the first, just a little short of that.
A little short, but Wednesday night,
right? And a lot of kids here. It's March break,
break.
And Lee and I talked about that earlier. How the kids. Mm-hmm. You look around, Billy, even down where you're at, you can see them running around and fist pumping and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really, winning and all that, but it's about the kids, man. They really do just love it.
Somebody said, and it could have been on the show, but somebody said that all the kids should get in free. At any level of hockey, the kids should get in free.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know about the NHL.
I get it.
Good luck in Toronto. But, but here, every kid that comes has to bring a parent pretty much. And really that's what it's all about, just as you said. You see the jerseys around the arena, and they're either wearing their own jerseys or Sting jerseys. And, it is truly about the kids.
Yeah, it's been a great 20 minutes of hockey here in this first period. I think it was a little slow starting, but then not for very long. Within the first couple of minutes, it was it seemed like it went into high gear.
Yeah.
And the Sarnia Sting, I think, knew that they knew who they were up against, and they were like, we got to keep going. And I know I always go back to this with Al Letang. Dylan Sika post-game at last home game said, basically, there's still an expectation. I don't care where we're standing right now, what we are likely not to accomplish, but there's still an expectation.
Yeah.
And I think today, so far, the Sting are meeting that.
I agree. And it's funny, I saw a video today on that movie Coach Carter, the basketball game.
Great,
and there's
great movie.
A line in that video that said, by the end of the year, you will all be winners, regardless. And he wasn't, if you've seen the movie, he's not talking about basketball.
No.
He's talking about character and integrity, and that's what they're showing. And Alan insists on it, and he's
100%.
getting it. Yeah.
And actually 110%.
That's right.
Constantly talked about. We've talked about it all year. The coaching staff, but particularly as strong philosophies, an incredible work ethic, and is also that coach that over and over. We say he just calls it like it is. He just and like you don't get to play just because your name is so and so.
Yeah.
And Dylan Sika talked at the last home game too about this is kind of a almost like a tryouts for next season.
Yes.
As to, are you going to stay here?
Yes.
Does that pose a little bit though instead of team?
Well, maybe,
sometimes,
but sometimes it might, but you don't really see that, right? Like
we're not seeing that here.
Yeah, so it definitely could, but I think showing, because of his philosophy, team effort, if your eye equals being a good team player, then okay, let's have more of it. But as long if your eye is only all about you, then that's different. You know, he reminds me of Brindamore, from the Hurricanes, because they lead by example. They're both extremely hard work ethic. Brindamore is probably in better shape than most of his players. Not to say Allen's pumping iron,
right.
But the discipline, he's leading by example, and that's what they do here. Yeah.
And it's needed. I mean, I don't even know how to tie skates, Billy, but philosophically, I watch and I go like, boy, oh boy, like when you know, like these young men, they got to be looking at the stats. They know where they're standing right now. They know what they're up against. It's got to be hard to overcome that. Like, can this just be over already? Like there's only 2 more home games. A couple more on the roads. Like that's difficult at a young age to be able to push through that. I wonder how you do that at a young age. Yeah,
well, I think you touched on it earlier about there's still tryouts for next year. Like, maybe Cooper and Marco, guys like that, they might coast a bit, although Cooper scored tonight.
Right,
but
great goal.
They may be coasting. I'm not saying they are. But when you see the young guys, as you said earlier, it's an audition, and this is the time to show when it means nothing, really, and the score clock, how if they can show up or not, and they are. So.
Yeah, because the rookies next year are no longer rookies.
No, that's right.
And they start beginning to take leadership roles into a team that is expected coming into the fall or next season, I should say, to do very well. Would you agree that there's a positive expectation here?
Absolutely, because there's younger guys coming up from underneath, so you need their leadership. Even their 1 year of experience is more than the young guys. So, you can lead by that without thinking, oh, you're a 5-year veteran,
right?
Because it's closer to home for the younger kids, and it just pulls them up.
Yeah. Again, can't thank the fans enough for showing up here and showing their support. Something Lee and I talked about was, keeping momentum going through the off season. How important do you think that is to coming into the next season?
Well, I think it's extremely, especially under Allen, because he expects everybody to be conditioned and get stronger. And, you can see guys who are stronger this year than they were last year, and all of that occurs off season. And if you come back the same way you left, then you didn't show much discipline and much leadership. So I think there's constant improvement there. And quite frankly, they're not getting paid, but this is their job. So if they want to show up next year and be successful, they got to do the time, on the road and in the weight room.
Yeah. We haven't seen a ton of penalties, but it was nice to see the Sting take advantage of the power plays because they're not normally really good at that, know. And I just looked at the stats earlier, and it was actually Mississauga is better than us at the power play by like 1%. In that sense of these two teams comparing them, they're kind of equal there. And so it was great to see that. I mean, that's opportunity when you have a power play, as well as the penalty kill has been fantastic. We've had a couple, right?
Yes.
And a lot of our offense. I think last time you were here, you talked about like we need a little bit more push on that. They're obviously doing that tonight.
Yeah, I think they are. And and you see guys showing like Sim, like he's right in the mix of things, and he's coming down the middle of the ice, knowing that he might get clocked, but he's doing it anyway, and that's the attitude you need. And cautious, I think it's cautious. Somebody got hit, and everybody's yelling for a head check, but. You got to understand the gap between your head and your shoulder. So if you get hit in the shoulder, your head's going to move, and it looks like you got head checked. But I think it's a clean hit, and he paid the price for going down the middle of the ice. But good on him for doing it, because that's the determination we need, right?
And thanks for that referee insight.
Well, I just thought,
that.
I know people are whining about the head
Yeah,
check,
you hear it all the time, and in the back, and they probably don't even know that you were a referee. So in the back of you're going, really?
I know, and I don't know at all. I mean,
no,
but you
maybe more than the guy next to you.
Yeah, and you look at one referee, you look at the other referee, and they're both the hands down, and you go perfect because that's the way it should have been. Yeah,
right on.
Yeah, although people are scared. Head check. Well, no.
We're just always looking for something.
Well, it's a homer mentality, and I love it because keep coming in. And
bring it on.
Yeah, bring it in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're just, I don't know, where are we? Oh, we're about 3.5 minutes away. We better move on here.
All right.
So the Sarnia Sting right now leading 2-0 over the Mississauga Steelheads. Will they hold on to it? I feel the excitement building here into the second and coming into the third period.
Yeah.
Connor Burke will be here at second period intermission to join me. And, of course, as always, we'll have that post-game press conference. But as always, Billy, thanks for coming back again, buddy.
Thank you.
And I'm David Burrows, live from the concourse with the Sarnia Sting, and my dear friend Billy Yurchuk. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go
Sting, go!